This is number 3, and in this problem we've been given a paperweight that's in the shape of a cube, and we've also been told they're going to take out this pyramid right here. So we're going to start by finding the volume of the cube, which a volume of a cube, all the dimensions are the same, so it's going to be your length times your width times your height, which gives me 216 centimeters cubed. To find the volume of the pyramid, anytime you have the volume of a pyramid, it's going to be 1/3 the area of the base, which they give me the area of the base, which they tell me is 7.64, and then times how tall it is. But they also tell me that the height here is going to be 1.7. So we're going to actually do in our calculator 7.64 times 1.7 divided by 3. And I'm getting that that is roughly about 4.3. Since they told me to round to the nearest tenth, I'm going to use this. Now when I remove this, I'm going to take 216, and when I take that 216, I'm actually going to subtract off the 4.3. So here I have 216 minus 4.3, which gives me a volume of 211.7 centimeters cubed left. So this is number 4 on the study guide. I have a cylinder that starts with a diameter of 4 feet, but then we're going to increase it by 3 feet. So the 4 feet plus the 3 feet, which represents my diameter, now represents a diameter of 7 feet, which means the radius for this is going to be 3.5 feet, half of that. The old height was actually 5 feet, and now we're going to double it. So we're going to multiply it by 2, which gives me a new height here of 10 feet. So when we want to find the volume of the cylinder, volume is the area of the base times the height. Well, the base shape on a cylinder is going to be a circle, so that would be pi, the radius here, 3.5 squared, times the height, which would then in this case be 10. So in my calculator, I'm going to do 3.5 squared times 10, and that's going to give me 122.5 times pi. Now if we go ahead and change that to a decimal, then we're going to multiply it actually by pi, and I'm going to get about 384.8, let's put a unit on this, feet cubed for the volume. So on number 5 here, it says a company's decided to compare the wasted space of 2 different tennis ball containers, where our pictures are not drawn to scale. The diameter of each tennis ball is going to be 2.6 inches, which means the radius here is going to be 1.3 inches. So let's go ahead and start by finding the volume of a single ball. That's going to be 4/3 pi, the radius, which is 1.3, cubed. And we're going to throw that in our calculator. 4 times 1.3. We're going to cube that, and then all that's going to be divided by 3, which gives me about 2.9 pi. And that's just for a single ball. Now we have a 3-ball container, so we're going to do the 3-ball container volume. And it's a cylinder, so it's going to be the area of the base, so pi. The radius squared, well look, the diameter of both containers is going to be 2.75. So to find what the radius is, we divide that by 2. And so when I divide that by 2, I get 1.375 as the radius. So it's pi r squared times the height of this. The height of this 3-ball container is 8.8 inches tall. So we're going to throw that in our calculator. So we're going to square that times 8.8, and then that's going to give me about 16.6375 pi for the volume of the 3-ball. Let's look for the volume of the 4-ball, which would still be the area of the base, so pi, that same radius squared, but times our new height. Our new height is 11.4. So now we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to take 1.375 and we're going to square it times 11.4, and we're going to get that this is about 21.55 pi. And so now let's look at this. If we're doing the volume of the 3-ball container, we're looking for wasted space. We start with the 16.63 pi volume, and we're going to subtract off the volume of all the balls. Well, in the 3-ball container, we have 3 times the volume of the ball, so that was 2.9 pi. So when I do that, I have 16.63 minus 3 times 2.9, and that gives me about 7.93 pi. I do the same thing with the volume for the 4-ball container. I take the 21.55 pi and subtract off, this time it's 4 balls, so 4 times that 2.9 pi. So here I have 21.55 minus 4 times 2.9, and that's going to give me about 9.95 pi. So what's the difference in our wasted space? Well, here for the 4-ball container, we've got this as our volume. For the 3-ball container, we've got this as our volume. So to find the actual wasted space difference, we can do 9.95 minus 7.93, and that gives me a difference here of about 2.02 pi units of wasted space.